Hello, my dear people. Welcome back to the tribe. Do you ever feel stuck? Like no matter how much you want to start, you just can't find the motivation? Maybe it's exercising, learning something new, or finishing that project you've been putting off for weeks. You think, I just need to feel motivated. But here's the thing, motivation doesn't just show up. And here's the surprising part. Most people get it backward. They think motivation starts the process, but it doesn't. The truth is, motivation doesn't come first, action does. One small step creates momentum. That momentum builds confidence. And before you know it, you're creating your own motivation. In this video, I'll show you how to get unstuck by starting small, building habits that stick, and shifting your mindset to stay motivated, even when it feels impossible. Most people think they need motivation to build better habits. You might think that too. But what if I told you that motivation isn't the key at all? The truth is, motivation comes and goes, it's unreliable, and when it disappears, so does your progress. But habits? Habits are different. They're what keep you going even when you don't feel like it. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, puts it perfectly. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And habits are the foundation of those systems. Let me explain. Habits don't have to be complicated or overwhelming. In fact, the simpler they are, the better. Clear says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. That means even the smallest daily actions, like 5 minutes of effort, can snowball into life-changing results over time. But here's the thing. Most people don't know how to start. So here's a quick tip. Tie your new habit to something you already do. Clear calls this habit stacking. For example, if you want to start exercising, do a quick workout right after brushing your teeth. It's small, simple, and easy to stick with. Ali Abdal, a productivity expert, adds another layer to this. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline. Discipline is what builds consistency, and consistency builds momentum. By relying on systems instead of willpower, you make it easier to succeed. And here's where the magic happens, tracking your progress. Clear explains, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Each small win reinforces your identity. You're not just someone trying to build habits, you become someone who shows up consistently. When I wanted to get healthier, I didn't start by overhauling everything. I began with a 10-minute walk every day. It felt small, but over time it became something I genuinely looked forward to. Now it's a habit I can't imagine living without. So remember this. Habits aren't about perfection, they're about progress. Start small, stay consistent, and let those little wins add up to something big. Have you ever worked so hard toward a goal, only to feel like you're not making any progress? You keep pushing, you keep trying, but it still feels like it's never enough. Most people measure progress the wrong way. They focus on what's missing, on how far they still have to go. But that mindset doesn't help. It drains your energy and kills your motivation. Here's the truth. Instead of focusing on the gap, focus on the gain. Celebrate how far you've come, not how far you have left to go. Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy explain this in their book, The Gap and the Gain. They say, the gain is about measuring yourself backward against where you started, rather than against an ideal that's always out of reach. Think about it. Let's say you're saving for a big trip, and it feels like you're nowhere near your goal. Instead of obsessing over how much is left, ask yourself, how much have I saved so far? That's progress worth celebrating. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, puts it like this. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Focusing on those small wins reinforces your identity and builds momentum to keep going. Dr. Carol Dweck, author of Mindset, calls this a growth mindset. She says, becoming is better than being. What does that mean? It means focusing on improvement, not perfection, instead of thinking, I need to be perfect right now. Shift your mindset to, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm getting better every day. In a fixed mindset, people believe their abilities and achievements are set in stone. They fear failure because it feels like proof that they're not good enough. But a growth mindset sees failure differently. It sees it as part of the process, a stepping stone toward progress. Dweck explains that when you embrace a growth mindset, you stop being paralyzed by the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Instead, you focus on the journey. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow, every setback becomes a lesson, and every small step forward becomes something to celebrate. So when you catch yourself thinking, I'm not there yet, remind yourself, I'm becoming, I'm learning, and that's better than being perfect. Progress isn't about reaching the ideal right away. It's about showing up, trying, and growing a little more every day. Here's why this matters. When you focus on the gap, it's like chasing the horizon. It always moves further away. But when you focus on the gain, every step forward becomes a reason to feel proud and motivated. So, the next time you feel stuck or overwhelmed, ask yourself, what's the gain here? How far have I already come? You might be surprised by how much progress you've made. Motivation doesn't just show up. It's created by taking action. What's your first step? A 5-minute walk, reading a page, or drinking water daily? Start small, stay consistent, and progress will follow. Share your habit in the comments and let's cheer each other on.